Yes, there are now 16 participants by the time. Good morning, one and all. Uh, Last day I was discussing the Copyright Act, and I was on the second unit. So we have already started the second unit. These acts are called the IPR toolkit. The IPR toolkit is the first topic of the second unit. Can I ask Muskan Gupta, who is she? She has just joined. Muskan Gupta, are you all whom I have requested advised to join this seminar? Sorry, this class. You must be registered with this. Then okay, I will discuss later. This is very important. So IPR toolkit means the advice, the distinctive roles of the legislature, the role of uh, law implementers like police or other judicial uh, institutions, and how these institutions or these IPR people handle the act, and in what way they handle the act, and how do they apply the knowledge of IPR acts, uh, being under the control, or being under the supervision, or being under the monitorship, or being under the guideship of the uh, acts, right? Yesterday I was talking about copyright acts. This is one of the toolkits of IPR, right? So when you are asked uh, to define IPR Act, right? Or when you are asked to define IPR toolkit, both the questions are same with little distinctions. That IPR toolkit is a sum and summary of all the acts which are being used for witnessing the enforcement of the acts. So toolkit, IPR toolkits are the associated information, gathered information about how IPR acts okay are being implemented by the authorities of the country, of a country. Okay, I would like to ask you to visit some websites, okay, because you should know which digital platform, okay, which digital platform are being used for implementation of IPR, right? And how they are working for showing the effect of the IPR acts. Like, so let us have some examples of how IPR is being implemented in India and abroad, right? So first of all, I would like to share mm, how US is implementing the acts of its country, and how effectively it makes the uh, uh, knowledge of all the acts related to the IPR implementable over the country or the countries. Okay, and I'm coming with examples from Google itself. When you search for the IPR toolkits. Okay, so first of all, if you see that IPR toolkits is the search engine is showing this platform. So we shall open this platform. I hope everybody is seeing this. Okay, when you search by putting the information related to the, or the query or the question related to the IPR toolkit, that interface comes before you, and you can click on any of the uh, 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 answers given by the search engine. So I have opened this US Embassy in Malaysia. How IPR toolkit uh, is here has been shown. You can see, and almost everything have been covered has been covered in the previous lectures. Around 10 lectures we have already uh, uh, have gone through, right? We discussed the patents, copyright, trademarks, and legal disclaimers, right? uh, I need not to explain. These acts are the acts related to the patent being applied in Malaysia only, right? uh, so you see these these small information related to the trademark, this information related to the copyright, and this information related to the patent. Okay, these are somewhere showing very factual information about how legislation of Malaysia is um, protecting the intellectual rights according to its patent regulations of 1986, and how many times that legislation or the act was revised. So revisions are there, and what is the coverage of these acts. Okay, so this is one of the examples of IPR toolkits. If we get back, you see here example would like to give you of toolkit is of our own country. Okay, and let us click on this, and we'll find some information related to how IPR is being. Everything has been discussed, right? Uh, See, it is being now opened. Uh, I have already given this its link on the Moodle. You can go through it, but in this lecture I have to brief certain things. Are you able to see this? No? IPR Enforcement,
Yes, sir. I can see.
IPR Enforcement Act. Are you seeing this?
No, sir, intellectual property toolkit is.
Okay, fine. Are you seeing this platform now?
Yes, sir. It's
Copyright
me.
Office. Are you seeing this copyright issue office?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Fine. Fine. What I wanted to show you, this is all means what I am explaining. I'm explaining about IPR toolkit. Okay. Uh, because people sometimes students get disturbed out of this particular phrase, and they get some misguide of the word. See, toolkits are provided here. This, if you see this, my cursor is here, right? Toolkit is it. When you click on this new uh, uh, new window interface is being opened. Are you seeing this now? IPR enforcement toolkit for police. Please say yes, no.
No, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Now we can see it.
okay, fine. Now this is the IPR toolkit which is being implemented here in India, right? And this is more relevant for us, right? If you see in the table of contents, if you see background and objectives of IPR is there, then what is difference between counterfeiting and piracy, trademark and copyright difference, criminal offenses under the Trademarks Act, Copyright Act, offenses under the Code of Criminal Procedures, criminal offenses under the Indian Penal Code 1860, search and seizure powers of police in IP crimes, right? So these are the topics, or the similar topics are being covered in almost all the IP tools of the world, right? IP tools of the world reflect, or IP tool of a country reflect how the acts, different kinds of act related to IPR of that country, right, are being protected, and how IPR acts are being implemented effectively, and how people, intellectual people, are protected by the law, right? According to the acts, how people can be identified as offensive, okay, as criminal, right? All the facts related to these items of the acts are covered in the IP tools, right? In a summary, I would like to define IP tool is a bag where all the contents of IPR, right, are kept, and whenever required, right, the authorities, okay, officials always get touched to these IPR tools, and they apply the acts. Okay, this is I have already given its link over the Moodle, you can go through it, but you know, this IPR tool of 80 page uh, will give immense knowledge about IPR, what you are studying so far here as course, right? You see how and this is the perfect definition, you know. No book can give exact definition of any important word uh, which are being, or terms which are being applied in the law than law itself. ठीक है, लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो होते हैं, एक्ट्स जो होते हैं, उससे बेहतर कोई भी इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं दे सकता है। एग्जाम्पल के लिए मैंने कल का लेक्चर में बताऊं आपको, अगर आपने अटेंड किया हो तो, कि हमने एक एक वर्ड को, जो लीगल टर्म है, उसको एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश मैं जरूर कर रहा था, लेकिन उसमें अपना शब्द मैंने नहीं डाला, right? Why? Because of the distortion. I was much scared of the distortion. This is the reason why I was before the book. Generally I don't see the book while delivering lecture, but that time when I was seeing the act, because I didn't want to see any distorted information before you. So additionally, I suggest you all to go through this document, okay? And I'm telling you that in coming to two quizzes, right? Two quizzes will be based on this document. So I advise you all to go through it. This is the important document, okay? Uh, you see, if somebody asks you, or if you are confused of what counterfeit is there, what and how piracy is different from counterfeiting, everything is explained here. A counterfeit good is an unauthorized imitation of a branded good. Exact imitation is not essential to counterfeiting, and the imitation should have a deceptive quality to it. Piracy involves an unauthorized exact copy, okay, not a simple imitation of an item covered by an intellectual property right. So this is one of the examples that I am giving you, how clearly the words are differentiated here and explained in a very effective and clear manner, right? And not only this, it also explains the importance of TRIPS agreement. I have explained to you in the last two lectures what TRIPS are and what is its abbreviation and how it is effective in trademark, okay, especially in trademark or industry rights. Some students are still there and they are waiting for me uh, how to how to admit them. If I will not be able to present that, either I shall admit they are coming later. Please help me. Okay, so a good a large number of ideas are here, different types of trademarks, okay. In fact, this was one of the reference books for me, right, reference source for me to deliver my lecture. So that's why I'm suggesting you to go through this tiny book. You will find all information related to the IPR, right, because this is important. The toolkit is important to know, okay. Process is different. How to get a patent, how to get copyright are different. I will ask some experts to deliver some lectures. I am talking to someone to deliver some lectures on how to register for patenting, etc. But theoretically you should understand these things. Criminal offenses under the law, okay, meaning of falsifying, you see a lot information is there if you see this document, okay. And now a question is why this document is, why toolkit is there. Police, you see, if you see the title of the book is IPR enforcement toolkit for police. It means this document is for serving the judicial and uh, criminal uh, 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 decisions, right? So it means that this document contains the information how people are, whoever are the uh, whoever are performing some kind of IPR infringement or criminal activity, how they are uh, going to be punished, or how they are going to be offended, okay. So this was one of the idea that I wanted to share with you all and suggest you uh, to download it and keep on your desktop or as the study material for you, okay. This is going to help you at this level when you are pursuing undergraduate and will help you to lead patenting and copyright protecting, protection of copyright and trademarks or geographical indications, right, okay. So coming on the main issue now, this was also one of the main issues of today. uh, Now would like to give you some reflections. If you want to know some more examples, then I would like to give you some more examples of the IPR toolkit. If you see again, if you come back uh, on this interface, you see how toolkit of other countries are given here, right. So these are few examples of how toolkits are being implemented in different countries. Okay, in under the supervision of the World Trade Organization and similar organization, or uh, institutions. Okay, now I would like to come on the next topic, and this is related to the uh, patent cooperation treaties. Please, uh, if you want to write, please you can write it. Patent cooperation treaties. Okay, this topic should also be touched upon. You should not go inside in depth of this topic, but basically you should understand what are the treaties according to the patent, or what are the treaties for patenting, right? There are the international treaties and conventions on IPR. You should know about the TRIPS agreement first. I would like to take it that what TRIPS agreement is. Okay. Anyone can tell me what TRIPS is? I have already spoken about it. I have already spoken about it. Please. I expect an answer from the student. Silence. There are 34 students only.
So trade related aspect of intellectual property rights.
Trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. Okay, how it is to what organization it is related? World Trade Organization, okay, regulates this agreement, right? And the member nations of World Trade Organization perform their task. So you should be very much conscious about the organizations. World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is intergovernmental organization. You should understand this. Any questions? Sometimes questions come. What do you mean by World Trade Organization, or what is World Trade Organization? World Trade Organization is an intergovernmental organization that is concerned with the regulation of international trade between nations. You got the point. So WTO is one of the international not one of the international, the international intergovernmental organization that mediates between the member nations regulating IPR in their countries. Okay. This WTO sets down minimum standards for regulation by national governments of many forms. Right. This is important you to know how WTO governs other nations in this regard. Okay. The TRIPS agreement gives you you an information how intellectual property rights into a multilateral trading system work. किस तरीके से इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स बिजनेस में, इंडस्ट्री में काम करता है और किस तरीके से इसे काम करना चाहिए, राइट। और रूल्स और रेगुलेशंस या एग्रीमेंट जो कुछ भी बनता है किसी देश के गवर्नमेंट और किसी इंडस्ट्री के बीच में या किसी इंडिविजुअल के बीच में, तो कैसा होना चाहिए, उसका स्टैंडर्ड क्या होना चाहिए, किस स्टैंडर्ड पे एग्रीमेंट देना चाहिए या अथॉरिटी देनी चाहिए ब्रांड की या नहीं देनी चाहिए। ओके, everything means related queries are being solved uh, by these trips. Okay, I again repeat that TRIPS stands for Agreement on Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. TRIPS, Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. Okay, now what is the requirement of this TRIPS? The WTO members are provided by this agreement are provided the certain laws of copyrights, rights. Okay, and how authors or copyright holders can enjoy that right and how they can be protected. Okay, how broadcasting organizations can be protected through the copyright or trademark, and what are their limitations. Okay, how geographical indications, industrial designs, I will discuss industrial design here in a line. I can define industrial design right is an intellectual property right that protects the visual design of objects. किसी भी चीज का की जो डिजाइन है, किसी भी चीज का जो खाका है जो आपने तैयार किया है, आप अगर उसको प्रोटेक्ट आपने किया है और गवर्नमेंट से आपने मदद मांगी है और ये आपके तहत आता है, तो यू कैन एंजॉय इंडस्ट्रियल डिजाइन राइट टू, राइट। सो इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ द क्रिएशन ऑफ ए शेप। अब इसमें कुछ ट्रिप्स कहाँ काम करता है इसको ख्याल में रखिए। ट्रिप्स के सर्टेन जो रूल्स है कि शेप, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, कंपोजिशन ऑफ पैटर्न, कलर्स, combination of patterns, colors in 3-dimensional forms, etc. Okay, ये जो पैटर्न्स हैं जो डिफाइन किया जाता है डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में, राइट, a little bit difference या डिस्टिंक्शन के साथ सारे कंट्रीज उसको फॉलो करते हैं, right? So what I mean to say that TRIPS gives or provides you information how the member nations of World Trade Organization follow the IPR and how their countries are following the IPR and what kind of toolkits they have, whether the toolkits follow the norms of TRIPS or not. Okay, for example, आज आपसे पूछा जाता है, you are asked about the CO and PO and ILO, right, these days. Okay, in our days nobody was there to ask me, even ask about the syllabus, the contents of the syllabus, and the benefit or the outcome of the program. Okay, but today what happens that if the BTech degree is assessed as an international degree from an institution, then you have to go through NBA accreditation. You have to go through NAC accreditation. Why? This NAC and NBA are the parts of, right, are the parts of international education system, educational assessment system of education, international assessment system of education. Right. This is the reason why you are being asked whether you know about CO course outcomes or not, whether you know about intended learning outcomes or not, whether you know about the the uh, the theories and implementation of the theories and the outcomes of the entire programs. Okay, sometimes you do your the students complete their course and they don't know the objective, they don't know where to go and what to do after taking the degree. But uh, OBE system is out-based education system. Okay, I'm just giving you example how international governing bodies regulate to maintain the standards of a particular product in the countries. Okay, so OB objective outcome based education has come into being only for the NBA accreditation, exploration of outcome based systems, skill based systems in India or in other countries. And these uh, uh, terms are being monitored by international organization like I have told you. WTO is there. In the same way, there is Washington uh, agreement, right, related to the education or the parameter of assessments being governed by the international organizations, right. I hope you understand the the uh, the terms which I have taken into consideration, and especially about the toolkit and trips. Okay. Uh, there is one more administrative uh, part, you may say, of WTO, and this is called General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. ओके, ये कुछ दिनों के लिए ही बना हुआ था, कुछ दिनों के लिए बना हुआ था, बल्कि अभी भी इफेक्टिव है, किसी न किसी फॉर्म में आप कह सकते हैं. It reflects legal agreement between many countries. Okay, if you remember GATT, GATT, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Okay, this is also being administered by WTO. Okay, it looks after the after whether overall purpose of IPR are being promoted and are promoting the international trade or not, right. Okay, so the next topic which I would like to uh, see and explain is PCT agreement. अभी हमने क्या we were talking about what? We were talking about TRIPS. Now I am discussing in a very brief manner what PCT is. PCT stands for Patent Cooperation Treaty. What? Patent Cooperation Treaty. It is an international patent law treaty, okay, which was concluded in 1970. It used to provide a unified procedure for filing patents. तो इसका सबसे बड़ा रोल हुआ करता था कि हम पेटेंटिंग प्रोसीजर को कैसे फॉलो करें. ओके, और एक एप्लीकेशन पीसीटी के तहत जब होता है या हुआ करता था तो वो इंटरनेशनल एप्लीकेशन माना जाता था. ठीक है, तो पीसीटी totally, if you see, it is an international patent law treaty. Okay, and it has its own procedures, which I will tell you when uh, I shall explain in the third unit how patent is being processed. At that time, I will discuss the national and international patenting procedures. Okay, by the time you should only understand PCT. See, these the basic things which I am explaining so far or till date are very important for coming uh, lectures. Okay, and I will not be repeating again and again same thing. So would like to just suggest you and advise you to note down at least the abbreviation being used in IPR. So PCT means Patent Cooperation Treaty. Okay, it has its own procedures of filing. It has own its procedures of search and written opinion or taking initiatives. Okay, for this thing. If you want to understand PCT in terms in India, okay, then you can better visit the Office of Controller General of Patent Design and Trademark. This is one of the most important website. You say I have already given its link to you. This is the link, and this is the official website of Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. This platform regulates what you call international patenting as well. Okay, if you see how patenting goes on, how designs can be protected, how trademarks can be filed and can be received, how information can be gathered from this tab. So the journal is there, the guidelines are there, right? In the guidelines, if you go, you will get information related to the international patenting. Okay, so PCT, I'm coming back. PCT is for international patenting procedures, right? Now, next uh, point which has been chosen by me to discuss, but today I will not discuss because it is these contents need time, at least 1 hour to explain, and so I would discuss these four topics in 4 lectures, rather 5 lectures. Okay, at least 4 lectures it will take. And what are they? I will discuss Patent Act of India, and these are the items of your syllabus. Okay, unit 2, uh, Patent Act of India, Patent Amendment Act, already discussed, but I will be focusing some important points. Design Act, very important for engineers, and Trademark Act, Geographical Indication Act. Remember, in my previous lectures, I discussed the definitions and the features and important terminologies which are being used, right, in patenting, in copyright, in design act, in trademark and geographical indication. I need not to define again what are they, but I will be defining, or what I will be drawing your attention towards these acts only. I will not explain each chapter, each uh, 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 part of the act, but I will be sensitizing you about these acts so that you can come to know, because teaching act is not a job for a 6 months or 2 months. It takes time because of it has large documents. Okay, so I will be taking care in next lecture, and we shall be on second. We shall continue the second unit, and I shall be discussing Patent Act of India, Patent Amendment Act, Design Act, Trademark Act, Geographical Indication Act. So far, thank you very much for uh, uh, today's class that you could attend me. Now I'm offering you for some times you can put your queries related to the question, to the doubts you may have while listening to me. And please don't be passive listener. Take advantage of this indirect teaching. I am not before you. I have hidden myself. Yet you don't show your interest in asking questions. It means that you don't study. I'm sorry to say. Either you know everything about IPR or you know nothing about IPR. And I'm not ashamed of accepting this. I may not be understood by you because sometimes language can or maybe one of the barriers to communication, and this is the reason I become bilingual in the class. I don't think that you people are the people of seventh semester. I don't think that you have not the command on English language. So some people are leaving. They should not. They think that their work is done, but they are wrong. I am questioning. At least students should not leave the class unless the teacher leaves. Point one, and second, especially in the answer question answer session, because question answer session is more important than the lecture on equation. Hmm. Okay, fine. So tomorrow you should be ready for discussion only, and as I do it at the end of the day or at the end of second week, I keep discussion class. So please be ready with some questions, with some answers that I would be questioning, and you shall be answering to the question. So I advise you all to attend me tomorrow. Okay, please suggest your friends to join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock morning, and we can discuss what we have learned so far. Okay, so thank you very much for this nice morning that you are with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.